my own current version of motherhood is the best version. I love you, but I can always return them to their owner. Today in Canada Radio is Mother's Day, and let's talk about motherhood.
But first,
Happy Mother's Day to all the fantastic mothers out there, the people holding it down and just getting things done. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hi people.
Hi guys. Welcome. Happy Sunday and welcome back to Drum Rolls.
Between you and us. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you already know this, right? But for us, this is the first episode we're recording since we decided on a name, so it's exciting.
Yay! Welcome to another episode of Between You and Us.
Yes.
Okay. It's so exciting to be back. Thank you for coming again to listen to us. Hopefully it's not the first time you're listening to, but if it is, welcome. Today is Mother's Day in Canada. And by the way, if you're one of those people that is always saying, 500 Mother's Day in the year, I'm judging you. We'll take it. Even if they want to create more Mother's Day, we'll take it, okay? Thank you. So we decided to speak on motherhood. We probably aren't like experienced mother or anything, but
I mean, everyone's experience counts, and one way or the other. Like when we talk about mothers, we look at people that have like nurtured children, but we had mothers, so
exactly.
we had mothers.
So even if we're not mothers, we experienced mothers.
So
yeah, we're going to share our own two thoughts about it, and stay with us. So let's get right into it.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. We can dive into it. So between the both of us, you have actually birthed a child, right? And before that happened, was it something you were looking forward to? And when it actually happened, what is your reality versus your expectation?
I always imagine, or like I always say to myself, like the most surreal thing that has happened to me in my 30-something years life now is being a mother, right? Like I look at her, especially now that she's becoming more aware of herself, she's growing bigger and taller, and I'm like, how am I the mother? Me, baby girl like me, small girl, how am I the mother of another small girl? But did I look forward to it? I probably would say yes. That would be because of how I was raised, right? So my mom passed very early. I was around 12 years old, a couple weeks to 12 years old when my mom died. And I had to grow up fast, right? So from a very young or younger age, I started learning to nurture in the sense of, and again, this is not even, we're not getting into the gender rules of, it's a mommy that does cooks and, this is mommy's rules and whatnot. But I've had to learn that at a younger age than many other people probably have. So I've learned to cook, clean, and kind of care about people in the sense that, part of the reason why I'm cooking is because I care that my family members need to eat, right? So I've learned to do that. And if we're being completely honest, I'm a Nigerian babe, raised to start thinking of motherhood pretty early. Now, people are more open to talking about not wanting children. But it didn't used to be like a thing for the most part, especially if you're Nigerian, if you're African. So whether consciously or subconsciously, I've thought about it. The expectation, yes, some parts, I felt like, I'm going to have a child or have kids and we'll dress up, maybe do a mini me or whatever. Yeah, okay, mommy and me kind of thing, look pretty and, go out and just be having fun, going to this place. But in reality, I do enjoy dressing up for my little girl. Like, this. I will spend all of my money shopping for her, making sure she looks good, her hair is done, this is that, before I even think of myself. But then beyond just like the glamour of it, the reality that you have to be responsible, that is what I probably didn't prepare for, right? Because even as much as I said I, grew faster and I had to start taking care of, it wasn't just me, right? So I had my sister, I had brothers, and even though I had to take some responsibility of maybe doing most of the cooking, they had other responsibility as well. But when you're a mother, you have, God bless my husband, you have a supportive husband or partner that is there with you. But it feels like the never-endingness of it. Just like the reality of you cannot be irresponsible any longer.
I think my own current version of motherhood is the best version.
Yes, the one that you love them from afar, you give
I
them
love
what
you,
they
but I
need.
can always return them to their owner.
But do you think that you get to return? I mean, yes,
It's not.
yes,
It's not. It's not.
you do get to
it is-
return something.
Yes, there are times when I get to return, but there are times when I'm like, why am I a nice person? Why can't I just return it to your owner right now? Like, why am I responsible for you right now? Yeah.
But I feel like, and I've said this to you before, that you have like the best of it. Like it prepares, you see the reality of it, right? So it probably, and again, like they say, everybody has a different experience. Your own kids will be different from mine, but to a large extent, you see what it's like. You see that it's not all glamorous. If you see people showing you just the pretty side of motherhood now,
Saying that for the longest time, I was scared. Okay, no, I was actually scared of pregnancy. Not even like the motherhood.
that's
I've not even thought about the motherhood part of it, but like the pregnancy itself. In my head, it just feels like we're an actual human being. And the hole that it's supposed to come out from, the size of the hole and the size of the human being, that just doesn't add up to me in my head. So I'm like,
God
yeah, I
God
don't
is
know
amazing.
about that.
I don't know why. Honestly, if I were God, I'm not. But if I were, I probably won't make it so that children have to come out of people's bodies.
Yeah.
What if God did not plan for us? He probably did plan for us to have children.
He usually gave Adam the mandate to multiply.
Exactly. But I feel like children would have still come out
They would have
the
come
way they
one
come.
way.
It would
But
just,
maybe
it would
a
be
little bit
easier.
painful.
Exactly. It won't be
Because
as painful.
the problem
Because
is here.
that really is what
Yeah.
the like it's
The pain.
the curse is like you out of pain. But we digress. It's not about the actual medicine.
Yeah.
But why were you scared of?
Yeah, so in my head, that just doesn't add up. The fact that
Yeah.
somebody coming out of your body. I think there was one time there was a thread on Twitter when it was still Twitter.
Yeah.
there
The
was
oldest.
there was this thread. Women were talking about their experiences, the first poop after they
Yeah.
had children. And I was
Especially
like,
if
wait,
you have
what?
kids.
Wait, what?
If you have kids, like,
What is going on? And then I was reading, and then I went into a bit of a rabbit hole, read people's experience, like postpartum depression,
Yeah.
where some people actually.
people lose their teeth, lose their fingers just being pregnant.
And I'm like, for this girl that's always questioned this way of betting children. There was a time in my life when I'm not going to do that.
Now knowing that you had this fear, maybe not morbid fear, but just like a fear of pregnancy and like the whole process, and then having experienced, because again she had background story. I had a very difficult pregnancy, right, for my daughter, and she had the first row experience of like she was there from the beginning to the very end, and believe me, it was not pretty. If you had that experience, and I'm sure there are people that even had it worse. So having gone through, having seen that firsthand, how do you still feel that fear of pregnancy?
Of
It's
course.
probably worse.
Course. And I think it's also learning that everybody's journey is so different. So even though I experience it, it might actually not be the same reality for me.
Absolutely.
How do people have multiple children going through all of this?
That's
My
actually a valid question. That's a question everybody should
should
ask.
ask.
Why do you have more than one?
But my mom was like, people forget. If they don't forget, why would you have 1, 2, 3, 4? She had 4, so I guess maybe in that case.
It's funny that you mentioned that people forget. Just to touch on like people forgetting. I don't think you forget, right? Especially okay. Let me put some context to it. Some people have such the pretty sweet pregnancy that they never get sick. They just go through the 9 months and they poop out the babies. The people that give birth in their houses on the way to the hospital, things like that. Maybe, if it wasn't traumatic for you, maybe you tend to forget like the actual pain of it, or like some parts of it that was painful, because I don't personally believe that there's anybody that was pregnant and had everything smooth till from pregnancy to delivery. But okay. But then for people that had serious traumatic pregnancies, you don't forget it. You forget some parts of it. Because recently my husband and I were having a conversation, right? And it was mentioning, God bless him, he was mentioning some of the things that I had experienced, that we had experienced during the pregnancy with our baby. And I'm like, oh, this is the first time I'm remembering that.
Mhm.
And then that kind of just showed to me that beyond just even the me carrying the pregnancy, everybody,
Everybody around
you know,
you.
that were affected, there were a number of other people that were affected by that process. And that was what I was asking you, if it then increased your fear because you had to deal with this, you know, first, and so you saw how it could be.
Yeah.
Not that it would be for you, but just how it could
Yeah.
be. From a young age, as a Nigerian babe, you're taught to work towards being pregnant. Even when you get married, right? In the first few months, they're asking you, how far, how far.
Which actually, so I was going to ask, like maybe not necessarily ask, or maybe something to talk about. Like, do we actually just want children because we really want, or it's just that we've been conditioned by society to like, because you're female, it's the natural progression of things. When you get married, then next thing are children, or sometimes is this something you've ever thought? Because it's something that I've thought for myself. Like, do I really want kids, or is it just because it is what society wants? Is that something you've ever thought about?
I feel like my response would probably be colored now because I
Yeah,
now have
yeah,
a kid, right? So, but then just thinking about it, even though I have one, it, I have to think about, do I want more, right? So I
Yeah.
can still ask myself that question. And honestly, and it might not be the same for everybody, but I wanted to have kids.
Okay.
I wanted to have kids. At some point, I probably thought about having 3 kids. Before I had my first kid, I would have loved, maybe not such a big family, because I am from a big family, a bigger family than most people. I have 7 siblings, right? So, but I would have wanted definitely more than 2, 3 or 4, right? But then starting the process and having one, for context, my daughter is 4.5 years old and I still don't have another one. So, you know now why we're not moving forward, whether we are moving forward or we are not moving forward. But genuinely, I think I wanted kids. I do want more. I don't know how many more, but I do want more. But there's just a lot of things that you now have to consider, right? Like beyond even like the pregnancy is a huge, significant part, but there are other things you have to consider, right? The responsibility that comes with it, the finances, you know, to want to go ahead and just like making decisions. Again, when we have conversations about being a woman and the things that are expected of you and the things that you can do, it's crazy. Even now that you know, it's people are more progressive in their thoughts, and you know, you can go on maternity leave now and are not really scared of, you know, are you going to lose it? But it's still a fear, right? It's still a situation, it's still something that can happen that, oh yeah, I'm taking this. For those of us in Canada, maternity leave is up to 12 to 18 months, right? I'm taking this many months away from work. My male counterparts or the other people are working, they are progressing. Does it look like, you know, I'm taking this time off? Is there a blockage to my progress in my career and things like that? And you then have to start. I know that I go through this. I personally go through this, like trying to decide on, let me do this now before I do that. Let me write this professional exam and buy myself some more time because, okay, for example, if you're not married or newly married, you don't have kids, you have to read for exams. You have to think about only yourself, right? You can plan yourself, you can schedule yourself. But now you have a kid that is sick in the middle of the night and you have an exam the next day, you have to hold the child or just care for the child and you're just distraught. So things like that are things to think about.
Looking at you, one of the things that I didn't really think about, but I've been thinking about right now, is the fact that children are 100% dependent on you.
Oh,
Like 100%. Even from when you birth them, the fact that their nourishment is basically dependent on your nourishment, that you have to take in certain things so you can give them breast milk. And it doesn't end. It's the fact that you, at the time when they're still at the toddler stage, they're emotionally dependent. Not even toddler stage, even
forever.
right now, forever.
Really?
They're emotionally dependent on you. They are physically in every way. And I'm like, no, that's too much. I'm just
And that's and when you asked earlier, you know, I said like it's the never endingness of it. It's like there's no stopping.
yeah.
There literally is no stopping.
That stresses me out. The fact that I have to be completely responsible. I'm just a child.
I'm a baby.
I'm just a
Why
child.
do I have a baby?
I'm just a child. I want to be completely dependent. If I had my way, I'll be happy to be completely dependent on someone else. Like I've been someone else completely depending on you for everything. Like sometimes you're like, I just want some space. Like, do you have those
times.
times.
Every day, every minute, every hour, everything. My brothers and sisters in the Lord. Oh God. And it's not all doom, right? For sure, I have times that I want to be that I'm exhausted. I want times that I want to be able to. But I feel like beyond anything else that I've experienced, motherhood has taught me strength. And it affects every other thing in your life, right? When you know that there's someone that is completely dependent, like you said, on you, you have to get your own act together, right? So it has helped me to condition, not just because I need to satisfy the responsibilities that I have being a mother, a wife, or every other thing. I have to be good in myself first before I can then, be good to whoever is dependent on me, my child, my husband, my friends, and every other thing. But for sure, to answer your question, every minute of every day, I feel like, why do I have to be responsible?
For you.
Why? And they go through different phases, right? Like I said, I can't say I'm an experienced mother. My daughter is just 4 years old.
That counts. Like, so okay, that's one thing we should. While I agree that yes, there are different levels of experience. No matter how short it is still an experience.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'm not playing down on it. I'm just saying that, like we said earlier, we have experienced mothers, like we had moms,
Yeah.
and just like different phases. I am just in the toddler phase. There's going to be the teenage phase, the young adult. She would probably want to have her own kids, and then you become a grandmother, right? There's just it's never ending. Yeah, you just keep graduating, and I believe it's the same for fathers as well.
Yeah.
But like for mothers, because it's Mother's Day, wait for when it is Father's Day, we'll talk about you guys. But there are different phases. And one question that I wanted to ask you is, for context, I said earlier that my mom passed early when I was younger, and her mom is late as well. So, do you feel now in the stage of life that you are in that you miss your mother more than ever?
I was 19 when she passed, so I was sort of an adult at that time. So one of the things everyone said to me, I mean, this is a girl that just lost her mom. And you think that's one of the best ways to consult these girls by telling her that you have to be strong, you're the mom of the house now. I'm like, I'm just a child. I don't want to be anyone's mom. I do not want to be anyone's mom. I just want to be.
I think we'll unpack this at the later episode. We'll talk about this deeply.
But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, so it just like sudden moment. There was one time that I was trying to make a decision, and I felt like I actually want to have this conversation with my mom. And then there are things that I experience now that I feel like I wish I would have been able to share this experience with my mother. So
I find that the older I get, and beyond just being a mother and having to take care of my own responsibility, just like as I'm growing, there are things that are happening to me or happening within me or around me that I feel like the only person I can talk to is my mom, or the only person I should talk to, which is weird because she died when I was very young, so we weren't doing a lot of talking anyway. But now it feels as if there are those things that they exactly like the only person that would understand this is my mother.
Yeah.
And beyond that, okay, just like personal, like individual things. Now being a mom, my God, I miss my mother more than ever. Like more than she's been late 20 years now. These days, having a child. And again, like you said, you will always have other people, older women, younger women, inmates around you. But it feels like I wish I could share this with my mom. Yeah. I wish I could listen to my mom, not because she was probably the best mother or she got everything right. You see these conversations that go on about women or ladies, being angry at, especially first daughters, being angry at their moms and things like that. So it wasn't really because our mothers were perfect. It was just because they were ours, right? It felt like they belonged to me. She belonged to me. She would understand what I'm saying better than anybody.
Yeah. It's also because I've also seen the way she's handled something. I'm like, nobody knows me like this woman knows me. So you are saying this from your experience, but like, this is the person that would have actually understood this thing.
Yeah, true. Another thing I wanted to ask is how people say, how on social media people say, you can't give a married advice if you're not married. If you don't give advice to mothers about kids if you don't have kids or whatever. How do you feel like that? Do you feel like the only people that can talk to mothers about their kids are people that are mothers themselves.
To be honest, there's a part of me too that sometimes feels like, what do you know? So one of us would have felt like that. But that's the point of this. We're learning, we're growing every day. And I don't think that anymore because everyone sees different things from different lenses. Yeah. So you as a mom, yes, you've gone through the actual experience. You're seeing this.
Yeah.
You are,
Like the
you
older
know,
ones.
you're the OGs.
The senior and the above.
You're the OGs. in
The
this whole thing.
OGs.
I agree. Yes, you might have more experience to share and all of that, but it doesn't mean that someone on the other side. There are some things that I feel like sometimes you're saying because I'm removed from the situation, so it's not. I don't have the color of, oh, this is my child or something. I'm external, so there are certain things that might be colored by your love, by your devotion to your daughter. So I think that, see, take advice from everybody. The important thing is that sift it out. Yeah.
I don't even think it's being hypocritical, right? Because we have the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. So why do you want your own village to be only people that have popped out babies as well? Your village can be anybody, right? As long as, like you said, you sift it. You don't, and which is the same thing with everything in life, whether motherhood or anything. It's not all the advice you get that you take, right?
Yeah.
But for sure, your village is made up of a lot of very important people. For my daughter, and if you ask her how many moms, you tell you she has 3 moms, right? She has mommy, she has mommy one, and then she has big mommy, and then she has her aunts, she has her grandmas, she has a lot of other people that are helping to raise her. And it's the same thing with every other child as well. So your village, again, this is us, saying to other moms outside. I understand the need to want to have other mom friends and have mom groups and whatnot, just because, like you said, they have the peculiar experience of actually raising the kids that came out of them. So they see everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. But beyond that, even people that haven't had kids have something to share as long as they have sense, right? That is one of the very fundamental things. Once they have sense that is working, right, they will be able to share something. So again, if you want to have mom friends, by all means. And I think it's funny when I see, like, okay, our own relationship is peculiar, right? I have a daughter, you don't have a child, right? And then people like that will now start finding mom friends to be friends with and not live there. It's the same way with married people, single people.
Then you say you stop being friends
again. You can't understand. Only we can understand.
The thing is, now people are in different seasons of their lives, right? When you have a child, you're in different seasons. Sometimes your needs are different compared to the single person. So if it's that just natural progression, certain things you drift apart, that is okay. But the thing is, when you make that conscious effort to be like, because you're in this season, I'm in this season, we're no longer in the same league, I'm going to push you out. Like, you might be missing out on certain things.
Not even married. You are definitely
missing out. And I think because that happens too is also why there's so much societal pressure. You start to feel left out. You start to have that pressure to also want to have a kid. So sometimes that's why I was asking, like, do you think it's just a societal condition, or because sometimes some people's desire for children, it's not even out of like them wanting to pour into someone else or wanting to, nurture another person, but it's just more a sense of, well, I need my own person. Every other person has moved on from it because I don't have this person, so let me do this.
Speaking of multiple perspectives, we have someone on the show today.
With us today, the most beautiful, most intelligent, most brilliant 4-year-old you will ever see. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Tahila, and
are you excited to be here?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. For context, I have a 4-year-old, and she's here to speak with us briefly today. Okay. So mommy and mommy one are going to ask you a few questions. So first things first, how many mommies do you have?
3.
You have 3? How?
I don't know.
Okay, tell us, who are your mommies? What mommies do you have? Okay. Who's your favorite mommy?
Mommy?
Which mommy? Me? Yay! I'm favorite! Alright, what do you think being a mommy is?
Really excited.
Really exciting. Well, that's true. It's really exciting. Okay.
One question here. What does mommy do?
Cook.
Okay.
Get me to bed.
Is
Mommy only cooks and takes you to bed? Is mommy always working on a laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always doing that because I don't even know. Like, lots of people used to do that too, even Dad.
Even daddy, lots of people are working on their
Always
laptop.
doing that. I know, right?
Always
love it.
doing that every single day.
So what do you have to say to everybody listening to you now?
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Do you want to tell them to?
Like, subscribe any of the time you visit me. I'm gonna be there.
Okay. You see? Like, share, subscribe. Every other time you listen to us, you visit us, we're going to be here. Okay?
Bye.
Yeah. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for staying with us. I hope you hear everything she said.
So we've been talking about mothers and motherhood and all of that. So what makes someone a mother? Is it like popping an actual child?
That's a good question.
Thinking about it, every month my body reminds me that what are you not doing? This is another child.
Like, really, it's not what are you doing, what are you not doing?
This is another child that I could be.
You are wasting children every month. Maybe you should be pregnant every time.
That's just no. We're
But
going
seriously,
through it. We are going through it.
what makes someone a mother? And I'm not even going to try to sound deep or philosophical about this. The process of being a mother, like actually birthing kids, is part of the most significant things that makes you a mother. Yeah, because you can't take away from it. Whether or not it was smooth or it was chaotic or anything, you see how that like they say the pregnancy journey is one of life and death, and it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. Your pregnancy can be smooth, and on the tail end of delivery date, one complication or the other, and you lose your life or things like that. God forbid, right? So the process of actually giving birth, carrying a child, nurturing a pregnancy, and delivering and everything kicks you off, to be a mother. But also, like I mentioned, a lot of people, even before you have kids, are mothering, right?
Yeah.
You are mothering, like you're caring for. So the motherhood to me is a responsibility. What makes me mom is the assignment that God has given me to nurture. Because if you approach motherhood from the lens of this child is not mine, is the Lord's, right? I'm a steward. She's with me this much or this many years for as long as in my life, or and but I'm responsible for this child. That makes me a mother. The fact that I recognize that I'm a steward of this child and I have to make decisions for her, at least until she's old enough to say to your face that, and then you just don't understand. I wish I had that, but my mom died before I could even say, you just don't understand. But yeah, the responsibility, the thoughts, or the reality of the stewardship, of nurturing, of guiding, of caring for, of praying for, of raising, of pruning.
Yeah.
You are nourishing the good parts to flourish. You are pruning the not so good parts so that they don't get in the place of the good parts, right? Those are the things that make me a mom. The fact that, I'm responsible for this little one and some of that. And it's not even only my daughter that I'm a mother to. She's primarily my responsibility. But there are other people that I have to help or make decisions with or for and guide. So I'm in some way a mother to those people as well. So
I think the reason I asked that is because in all our talking about motherhood, we talked about pregnancy, and I just thought that there are also different paths to raising the children because there are many people that desire to get pregnant, but that is not happening for even with IVF and all of that. So there are many people that are going through it, but because we've already conditioned our minds that the way to be a mom is
you'll be the one to be pregnant.
I don't think it 100% always has to be that part. Like it's just, I mean, there are options and all of that. So for as long as you've been entrusted with a child to care for, whichever way that child came about, I think that makes
that's why I say it's the responsibility, because the pregnancy is the most minute phase of being a mother, right? So the delivery that takes all of 9-10 months. Okay, it's over, and that's when your real work starts. So if you're listening to us out there and you want to have kids, you already have kids. You had kids through IVF, through adoption, through surrogacy, whatever means, that's what the and I feel you. People make it seem like the pregnant, you birthing the child is the most significant part of it. It is important, it's very significant, but it's not the most significant. Because again, that is like the kickstarter of your motherhood journey, right? So if you've had your kids through alternative means or you are thinking of that, please go for it. But like she asked earlier, did you plan for it? Is it because the society wants you to be a mother? But once you've done like some form of introspection and you know that I want to do this or God has called me to be a mother, please go ahead, go for it. Surrogacy and this stigma around, oh, you did not give birth to, or even the foolishness
I
of
wanted to talk about that. That's what I wanted to bring up next. Like the idea of delivery. Let me tell you what I wanted to. Just very recently, I was having a conversation with this person. They are Africans, right? And for some reason, the conversation got into like childbirth and all of those things. She was like, well, she had the children. She had like a vaginal delivery, right? And she was just like, she didn't say it directly, but she inferred it. That when she sees people having children, maybe with CS, very people, she inferred that they are lazy. That you are being lazy to have your child by CS. But you know those kind of things it went over my head the first time. It didn't click when she said it. It was a minute. I'm like, wait, what?
If you are listening in 21st century and you're still, whether you're man, woman, Methuselah, whatever the heck you are, and you're still one of those people that think that, shame on you. Absolute shame. As a deep shame on you. And it's interesting because April is, I'm not sure if it's April 7th or 6th, it's C-section day or month or something. And if you're one of those people that still think that, and I know that a lot of people still think it, right? Because they are not exposed to better information, but still, share, especially if you're an adult and you can think for yourself, find out the truth. Yeah. It's funny that you'd ask me. I had a C-section, right? And it was because of complications. Would I have preferred to have a vaginal birth? Maybe not. It wasn't a conscious decision because it wasn't even a decision, right? It was like, okay, this is what we're going to have to do. Okay, let's go ahead and do it as long as baby and mommy are fine, right? But I've also, like you said, I found that people that cannot give birth vaginally, no matter how much they want to, they can't, right? So if you say something as stupid as that, I'm just don't excuse my language, it's stupid. If you say something like that, how do you think they're going to feel? Because this is not even something they did or did not do. Shout out to Sisi. I mean, she has 5 kids and she had to do C-section for all. She had a twin. Yeah, so 4 pregnancies, and she's very open with it. She says it, and even if she wanted to have a vaginal birth, she cannot. Her body is not built. She says it on her channel, right? It's not built to have it. So if we still have idiots that still think that, still put stigma around people giving birth with C-section or surrogacy or something, shame on you. I hope that in 2025 you do better. Learn that that's a very stupid way to think, and don't say that again.
Yeah, it's just really tiring. Like there's a lot of stigma around motherhood. It's either there is a stigma in the way you birthed your child, or the stigma in
you don't have a child,
you not having a child. Even the stigma of like you can't get pregnant, and so maybe you adopted. There's that stigma as well. It's just too much. Can we just do away with it? Like
honestly,
nah. What, like, everyone's journey is different. I'm happy for you. You were able to have your child easily. No complications. You were smooth, and after the baby popped out, you were fine and up and standing. Good for you, but don't project.
It's such a measure of, I had my baby yesterday and I'm moving around today. I'm not active or snap back. Oh my God. I don't know if you want to do another like a whole episode and like the stupid things that happen in 2025 that we shouldn't.
No, we should have that. There's some things that should not be happening anymore. There's some conversations that should not be happening. There's some things that we should not be saying.
But because we're talking about the motherhood thing, like snap back. I'm happy for you if you're able to get your weight under control. Or because again, when you're pregnant, for most people, anyway, some people don't have it, but for most people, you're birthing a child. Your body kind of adjusts to carrying the child, right?
Different things. You're losing hair. your shoe size big. I think the one that's I think
See.
find funny the most is the fact that your legs become bigger. Like, why do I need to start buying new shoes?
My legs got my feet rather got bigger. I grew one size up. And there are people that even grow even bigger than that, right? But like having delivered through C-section, and the weird thing, some people are still scared of getting a C-section because they are worried that they won't be able to snap back. Because with C-section, it's not advised that you do all this hot water thing and tying and whatnot right until you heal. So that's a concern in 2025. Again, let's do better. But yeah, the stigma, not well, I say stigma, but like the shows and people tell you, oh, I had my baby and snapped back in 2 weeks. This is me, 3 days postpartum. I can now wear it cropped top, blah blah blah. Good luck, congratulations. But if you are struggling with getting your weight back in shape,
You're not the only one.
you are not the only one. You have good company, you have me. But I don't even care anymore. Like I feel like I'm not doing it to fit into the, oh, are you the only person that had a baby and why is your body like this because you had a baby? It's my baby, it's my body. If you whatever happens with your body or your baby, all the best to you. If you lost weight even after giving birth, good luck. If you because you now have people going to very mighty lengths to try to snap back because of what the society has told you that you should look like that. Well, see, this woman has 4 children, but she still looks like a 16-year-old. I'm very happy for her. She doesn't have the body that I have. We can't all be skinny. Look at me too. If you say, no, this person has something and is skinny, look at me too. I have 1 child and I'm fat. Okay. It's just a statement of fact. Let's keep it moving. Right? So if you're listening to us and you are in that space of someone trying to shame you for either the way you got pregnant or did not get pregnant, the way you delivered your kid or did not deliver your kid, the way you adopted or did not, the way your body looks after having a child, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. Honestly, it's not that deep. It's not that important. And one advice, if any, that I'll give you is protect your space. Yes, protect your peace. So if it's an individual, a particular person, right, that is making you feel these things, cut them off. Detach yourself, right? Because motherhood or birthing a child or raising or nurturing is one of the most important things maybe let me not say one of the most important things, but it's very delicate. It takes a lot from you, right? So instead of listening to the negativity, see the sacrifices that you're making. See how what you are doing is helping another person grow and do good and flourish. Focus on that. Shift your gaze away from the negativity from the stupid people, right? And if you can, cut them off. Honestly, that's the motto for 2025. Anything that is disturbing your peace, whether because, motherhood or any other thing, please.
While we are here, I want to use this opportunity to tell my sisters, my Nigerian sisters especially, please let's cultivate a habit of minding our business. Please let us learn to mind our business. Someone gets married, it is not your business if they're pregnant or they are not pregnant. Oh God.
Or someone had a little weight. You're texting another person. Did you see her? What's her tummy big? Is she pregnant?
Let us mind our business. And even if you don't want to mind your business, keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth don't be asking people's you see maybe someone added a little bit of weight, you are adding weight. Are you pregnant? What is your business? What do you want to use the information for? If they want to share with you that they're pregnant, they will share with you. Don't ask people questions. In writing off that, don't ask people when I get married. When they are ready to get married and they want to share with you, they will share with
because
you.
Because we're being honest, right? Think about it. What is that information to you? That should be your yardstick.
What do you want to use it for?
Before you ask anybody, that's the first question you should ask yourself. Okay, if she gives me a response, what will I do with it? If you ask me, am I pregnant, and I say yes, after your congratulations, because I'm sure that's probably one of the things you want to do. What will you do with it?
What exactly?
Are you going to raise the child for me, carry the child for me? As long as once you answer that question, you can answer genuinely that it's not my business. Okay. Oh, it's a nice to have information. Don't ask it. If anything, go into your bathroom, Say it out loud when it's only you. Say it. If it's burning inside your mind that you can't do without expressing yourself, go to your bathroom. Say it out loud and keep moving.
The reason I really need to say that is because you really don't know what people are going through. You don't know what they're processing in their heads in their different space. I know there was one person, she had PCOS, and even the doctors were telling her that, oh, she just has to lose weight before they even figured that was what was wrong with her. That she just has to lose weight. She just want to. But the problem is, you're adding weight because you have this condition. Different people are going through different things, experiencing different things, and sometimes that your question that you think that you're just asking, you're just asking innocently, is what might push them off the edge.
Yeah.
So just don't let people share whatever news they want to share with you. Until then, it is not your business. At the time when you're pregnant, you're not told like immediately, but I've been suspected. But I'm like, yeah, I was happy, but I'm like, yeah, she will share with me when she's ready. So sometimes it's not even about pushing them off the edge. It's also that some people just have certain news and they just want to embrace that news. They want to just dwell in that news for themselves first before they invite you people into that space. Sometimes there are people that just want to enjoy something for themselves before they bring you in. Give them the opportunity to do that. So,
it's not your business. You're not good, okay?
I was not planning to rant.
Yes. There's a lot of emotions going on. But yeah, so let's keep it light. We like to get the conversation going. If you feel, if you want to share with us anything you experience in motherhood and, how it's been for you, your journey, what you've learned and haven't learned, please, like a little girl said, like, subscribe, comment, share with us. We'd like to hear from you as well. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful women out there doing their best. Literally waking up and doing it. Just doing it every day. Whether or not it's comfortable, whether or not it's your child, your bio child, or if it's an adopted, whatever the case, whatever situation has brought you into motherhood. Kudos, we appreciate all the sacrifices that you make. We appreciate the fact that you give of yourself, give of your love, give of your time, give everything that you're giving. We appreciate it, and we pray that you reap the fruits of your labor. That's the conversation we should have. But honestly, we pray that you get from it whatever you want to get from it, right? Whatever it is that you expect to get from motherhood, we pray that you find it, because it takes a lot to be a mother. And if you are being consistent, you're showing up every time, whatever the reward looks like to you, we pray that you get it.
And I also want to acknowledge, because both of us mentioned that our moms are late, but even though our moms are late, God is also surrounded us. When people ask me, like sometimes when I post someone's picture on my status, like, is that your mom? I'm like, yeah, I have so many moms.
Yeah.
Like, while my biological mom might not be here, God is giving me like a lot of mothers.
Yeah.
And I just want to wish all of you happy Mother's Day. I love you. This is my shout out to you.
We love you so much.
Thank you so
for
much.
Showing up
Thank you
every time.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Whichever way you got into motherhood, happy Mother's Day to you.
You are
Thank
the girl. You are that girl, and you're
and
doing
for all those two that are expecting, looking forward to being a mom as well. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Mentally, your journey to motherhood has started.
Yeah. So happy Mother's Day to you, and I really hope that it works out for you the way you're hoping that it does.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully, we did not trigger a lot of people, but honestly, I hope that we're able to communicate some part of the important conversations that people need to have.
Yeah.
And it's 2025. Let's do better, right? Yeah. And we hope that we're able to continue with this conversation. If you feel differently from how we feel about motherhood, or because there are people that genuinely believe that, if you don't have a mother, if you don't have a child, you should not be called a mother. Okay, no problem. You can abuse us in the comments, please don't. But you can share your thoughts with us. And thank you so much for joining us today, listening and spending some time with us today.
This is Between You.
It's so fun! It feels so good. Again, in our first episode, I told you guys to let us know what you feel about the name. So if you like our name, the name that we've chosen, it's funny how this name was not even part of the options we had.
Yeah.
But if you like
It was a very random moment.
Very, very random.
The moment.
But I feel like it sums up what we're doing, us, the conversations that we have, just bringing you into it, right? So if you like our new name, let us know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and come back again. Thanks for listening. Bye. Bye.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
We'll drop new episodes every other Sunday, so make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast.
We'd love to hear from you, so give us a like, follow, comment, DM on Instagram or TikTok.
Until next time,
Bye.